I want you to imagine something, just for a second. Picture yourself running a fully functioning marketing and operations team.
Like a whole department.
Exactly, a massive department.
Hmm.
I'm talking about a team that handles cutting-edge market research, professional graphic design, high-end video production.
The heavy hitters.
Right. Plus widespread social media distribution and, automated global sales, all of it. Now look around the room.
It's just you.
It is just you. You're sitting there alone at your desk, sipping your coffee, and you are spending less than $500 a month to make all of that happen.
Which, I mean, that sounds completely absurd if you are thinking in terms of traditional business model.
Oh, totally absurd.
But if we look at the stack of technical playbooks, the software case studies, and, the architectural blueprints we have in front of us today, the reality is that the infrastructure for this exact setup exists right now.
It's already here.
It's here. And it is completely shifting the paradigm of what a single solo operator is actually capable of achieving.
Okay, so let's unpack this, because today's deep dive is entirely focused on a framework our sources are calling the $500 AI business engine.
It's a great
It
name.
really is. And we are going to look at a very specific start-to-finish blueprint today. Our mission is to trace a seamless pipeline that takes you, the listener, all the way from capturing a stray thought to deep research,
Right.
to creating the visual asset, distributing it to the world, converting that raw attention, and finally actually learning from the whole process.
But, before we look at the machinery itself, we have to establish why this matters for you right now.
The big picture.
Exactly. In a world of absolute information overload, this isn't just about playing around with a bunch of fancy new apps. It's about a fundamental shift in business bottlenecks.
What do you mean by bottlenecks exactly?
For the last 100 years, the bottleneck to building a massive operation was capital. You needed money to hire a team, and you needed to pay for the manual labor required to execute the work.
Right, salaries, benefits, office space.
Yeah, exactly. But today, those execution costs are approaching zero. So the new bottleneck is purely taste and curation.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's about systematically turning your everyday conversations and those fleeting ideas into measurable revenue without braining yourself out trying to manually do the jobs of 10 different people.
Which is the ultimate dream, right? Not burning out while actually getting some real traction.
For sure.
But you can't build a business system without raw fuel. You need a starting point for the ideas. And for a lot of solo entrepreneurs or consultants, those ideas happen verbally.
Usually in client meetings.
Exactly, on calls. So how do we capture that without just scribbling frantically on a notepad?
So the blueprint starts with a tool called Fathom.
Fathom, okay.
Yeah, Fathom is an AI that seamlessly integrates right into your online meetings, whether that's Zoom, Teams, or Google Meet.
The usual suspects.
Right. It records the conversation, but more importantly, it automatically generates highly structured summaries, extracts the core insights, and this is key, identifies action items the second you hit end call.
Wow. Okay. And I know that might sound simple on the surface, like, okay, it's a digital note taker.
Yeah, people underestimate it.
They really do.
Yeah.
But the implication here is huge for your cognitive load. Think about the traditional meeting. You're either intensely focused on the client.
Which means you forget half the brilliance the moment you log off.
Exactly. Or you're furiously typing notes, which means you aren't really present in the room at all. You're basically acting as a stenographer in your own business.
And Fathom removes that friction entirely. By delegating the memory capture to the AI, you actually get to be fiercely present with the client.
Which builds better relationships anyway.
100%. And what's fascinating here is the transformation of the data itself.
Right.
Instead of losing those brilliant, spontaneous ideas that just sort of pop up in the middle of a Tuesday morning client call.
Right, the lightning strike moments.
Exactly. Every single conversation becomes usable, searchable business intelligence. The raw output is suddenly this tangible database of client pain points, content ideas, and identified market needs.
So you've essentially trapped the lightning in a bottle. You have the raw insights now. But let's be real. 20 hours of messy, unstructured meeting transcripts is not a strategy.
Definitely not. It's just noise.
Exactly. It's just noise. If I'm a solo operator, how do I actually find the signal in all that noise without spending my entire weekend just reading transcripts?
So this is where we introduce a powerful combination of two completely different reasoning engines, Perplexity and Google Notebook LM.
Okay, two different engines.
Yeah, they serve very complementary purposes. So Perplexity is your outward-facing engine. It functions essentially as a real-time research assistant.
Okay, like for looking out into the world.
Right. Use it to spot industry trends, verify factual information super quickly, and pull in current market data. It's scouring the web for you and actually providing citations.
Which is huge because it removes that hallucination risk of the older language models.
Exactly. You can trust what it's giving you.
Okay, so Perplexity handles the external reality checks, but what about all my proprietary, incredibly messy Fathom transcripts?
That is where Notebook LM comes in. This is your inward-facing tool. It acts as a personal AI knowledge base.
Like a second brain.
Exactly like a second brain. You literally upload your own proprietary data. So those raw Fathom meeting transcripts, your industry PDFs, your rough shower notes, whatever, and you build a walled garden of your own brain.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, but wait, I have to push back a little bit on this.
Okay, go for it.
If I take 20 hours of rambling meeting transcripts and I just dump them into Notebook LM, doesn't the AI just spit back a massive, overwhelming wall of text?
What?
Because I feel like a lot of people try this and immediately get frustrated. A summary of a rambling meeting is usually just a shorter, equally confusing ramble. How is that actually helpful?
That is the exact trap most people fall into. They ask the AI for summaries and they get walls of text.
Right, which isn't useful.
No, not at all. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the real power of Notebook LM is its ability to extract structured frameworks. You are not prompting the AI to summarize the meeting.
Okay, then what are you doing?
You are prompting it to synthesize disparate pieces of your own knowledge into something new.
Give me an example of how that prompt actually looks. Like, what do I type?
You would ask it something highly specific, something like, based on these 5 uploaded client transcripts, identify the 3 most common objections they have about our pricing model.
Oh, that's specific.
Right. And then you say, then build a 4-step strategic framework I can use to overcome those exact objections, formatted as an outline for an article.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're basically forcing the AI to become a high-level strategist, not just a secretary taking notes.
Exactly the point. The output isn't a transcript anymore. The output is a bespoke strategy insight.
That's incredible.
It's a structured framework that you entirely own, grounded completely in your own proprietary conversations.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So now we have deep, researched, highly structured strategy sitting in a text document.
Right.
But, you know, a brilliant strategy hidden in a Google Doc doesn't actually grow a business. We have to present this to the world.
Yes, we do.
And if we're operating this $500 a month digital factory, we have to communicate this high-level strategy without looking like a one-person amateur operation.
Which requires translating that text into a compelling visual language.
The packaging.
Exactly. In today's digital economy, people judge the credibility of your insights by the quality of your packaging in about, 3 milliseconds.
It's ruthless out there.
It really is.
Yeah.
If your visuals look cheap, your hard-earned strategy is immediately assumed to be cheap, too.
Which brings us to the visual creation phase of the blueprint. And our sources point heavily toward tools like Midjourney and Ideogram.
Right. These are generative AI image platforms, and they allow a single operator to create incredibly professional, scroll-stopping visuals.
We're talking about high-end stuff here.
Oh, yeah. Agency-quality graphics for your website, your LinkedIn posts, digital ads, and just your overall brand storytelling.
But I have to imagine the friction point here is the prompting, right?
It definitely can be.
Because, I've seen some AI art that looks absolutely incredible, but I've also seen a lot that looks like a weird plastic fever dream with, way too many fingers.
Yeah, the extra fingers are a classic giveaway.
Exactly.
But the output quality depends entirely on your curation and your taste. You aren't just typing, make a picture of a business meeting into Midjourney.
Right, that's going to look terrible.
Yeah. You are learning to prompt for specific lighting, camera angles, color palettes, and film stocks. You act as the creative director.
I like that framing.
Yeah, Midjourney gives you the technical skill of a master photographer, basically, but you still have to provide the vision.
And it doesn't stop with just a single image either. Once we have the aesthetic, we have to package the actual strategy we built back in Notebook LM.
Right, the actual deliverable.
And I have to tell you, when I read this part of the source material, I felt this immense wave of relief. The tool the blueprint introduces here is called Gamma.
Gamma is a game changer.
It really is.
Yeah, Gamma completely rethinks how we build presentations. It takes those structured text frameworks we talked about and transforms them into slide decks, client presentations, webinars, and downloadable lead magnets.
I cannot tell you how many years of my life I have lost just dragging text boxes around in presentation software.
We all have. It's the worst.
Just trying to get the font to align, making sure the company logo is perfectly centered on slide 14, adjusting the line spacing. It is just soul-crushing, low-value work.
And this raises an important question regarding the value of your time. By eliminating that manual labor of formatting, Gamma shifts your brain power entirely away from pixel pushing and pushes it purely toward idea generation. Gamma's mechanism is fascinating, actually. It reads the markdown and the hierarchy of your text, and its AI engine automatically maps that information into beautifully designed, visually balanced layouts.
But wait, how do I ensure the presentation Gamma builds actually matches the brand aesthetic I just developed over in Midjourney?
Ah, that's the key.
Are these tools talking to each other, or am I ending up with this weird Frankenstein brand?
That's where your role as the operator comes in. You set your global brand guidelines within Gamma yourself.
Okay, so I'm still in control.
Exactly. You input your specific hex codes, your typography, your exact brand colors. Then you can easily upload those high-end assets you generated in Midjourney directly into the Gamma layouts.
Oh, that's brilliant.
The AI handles all the spatial formatting, but your taste dictates the aesthetic reality. The final output is a highly professional, downloadable asset that looks like it took a whole team of graphic designers a week to build.
And it takes you, what, 10 minutes?
About 10 minutes to finalize, yeah.
Okay, so now you have this beautiful, compelling presentation. You're looking incredibly professional. But let's be honest about the limitations here.
There are always limitations.
Right. Slide decks are usually a one-to-one medium, or maybe one to a few if you're hosting a webinar.
Right.
They are brilliant for closing a client who's already in the room. But they are terrible at getting massive amounts of people into the room in the first place.
They aren't discovery engines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For top-of-funnel attention, we have to transition from text and static slides to video.
Scale absolutely requires video today, and that requires a significant step up in production value. So step 5 in our blueprint introduces a tool called Artlist.
Artlist?
Yeah. When you transition to recording yourself, actually explaining these frameworks you've built,
Yeah.
you need polish.
Because bad audio or weird pacing will kill your credibility just as fast as bad slide design.
Faster, probably. People will click away instantly.
Oh, totally.
Artlist provides that professional infrastructure. It gives you a massive, highly curated library of premium music, high-end stock footage, and cinematic sound effects.
So it's not just cheesy stock music.
No, it's premium. It allows a solo creator to build a sonic and visual brand that feels cohesive and, frankly, expensive. And it dramatically speeds up the editing process.
Okay, so you record a great 10-minute video breaking down your strategy, you polish it up with Artlist, and it looks like $1 million.
Beautiful.
But making one great long-form video is only half the battle. You have to get people to actually see it. We have to distribute this thing.
And distribution is historically where solo operators hit a massive wall.
It's exhausting.
It is, because to grow an audience today, you need volume.
Yeah.
You need to be posting constantly across multiple platforms. That's where a tool called Opus Clip changes the equation entirely.
I absolutely love the mechanics of this one. Opus Clip takes that single long-form video you just made, and it essentially acts as the ultimate Thanksgiving leftover machine.
Wait, the Thanksgiving leftover machine?
Yeah, think about it.
Okay, lay it on me.
Cooking a massive Thanksgiving turkey, right? That's your one long-form video. You put all that intense effort, the research, the scripting, the editing, into cooking the turkey once.
Right, the big heavy lift.
Exactly. And then Opus Clip takes that master asset and automatically makes you 2 weeks worth of turkey sandwiches, turkey soups, and turkey salads.
That is a great analogy.
Right. It slices the video into 10 or 20 micro pieces of social content, TikTok clips, LinkedIn Shorts, Instagram Reels, perfectly portioned for every different platform.
It's an excellent analogy because of how the underlying mechanism actually operates. Opus Clip isn't just chopping your video at random timestamps.
Right. It's smarter than that.
Way smarter.
Yeah.
It is using AI to analyze your transcript for high-impact keywords and emotional spikes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it tracks your facial expressions to ensure you stay perfectly centered in a vertical frame. It even scores the potential virality of each clip based on current social media trends.
That's wild.
And it automatically overlays dynamic captions that highlight the most important words as you speak them. So it guarantees each clip actually starts with a compelling hook instead of just, dead air.
Precisely. If we connect this to the broader strategy, what we are talking about here is massive content leverage.
Leverage is the magic word.
It really is. The biggest trap for solo entrepreneurs is the content treadmill, trying to manually feed the social media algorithms every single day.
It leads to incredible burnout.
It does. But with this automated distribution, one heavy lift, one deep research session, one recorded video creates an entire ecosystem of social assets.
You are suddenly omnipresent.
Yes, you are on every platform, every single day, from one initial piece of focused effort.
Okay, so let's check our progress here.
Okay.
Fathom captured the notes. Notebook LM built the strategy. Gamma designed the slides. Artlist polished the video. And now Opus Clip has you going viral on TikTok and LinkedIn.
You are getting hundreds of thousands of views.
But here is the critical friction point. Millions of viral views on social media are just vanity metrics if they don't actually lead anywhere.
Right. You cannot deposit a like into a checking account.
Right. Exactly. Viral attention without a net is just a fleeting moment. It feels good, but it doesn't pay the rent. So how do we catch all of this attention and actually build a sustainable revenue-generating business out of it?
That transitions us perfectly to the final component of the engine, the CRM and automation backend.
The bank.
Exactly. The blueprint highlights a platform called Go High Level. This is the infrastructure where raw attention is officially converted into revenue.
This is the catcher's mitt.
It is the entire ecosystem for customer relationship management. Let's walk through the actual mechanics of how this works in practice.
Let's do it.
So someone sees your viral Opus clip on LinkedIn. They are intrigued by the hook. They click the link in your bio. Go High Level has already built the high-converting landing page they land on.
Okay.
On that page, they enter their email to download that beautiful PDF strategy guide you built back in Gamma.
And the moment they put in their email, the machine takes over.
Entirely. The AI immediately tags them as a lead. Go High Level then automatically triggers a personalized email sequence or an SMS nurturing campaign.
Delivering the value you promised.
Exactly. While slowly introducing your paid services, it tracks whether they open the email, whether they click the link, and dynamically moves them through your sales pipeline until they are prompted to book a consultation on your calendar.
It entirely removes the friction between a prospect casually seeing your video on their phone and that same prospect booking your premium consulting service a week later.
And it does this 24 hours a day at massive scale without you manually sending a single follow-up email.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Because you might be feeling just a bit overwhelmed by the sheer volume of software we just discussed.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. We threw Fathom, Perplexity, Notebook LM, Midjourney, Gamma, Artlist, Opus Clip, and Go High Level at you. That's a serious technology stack. How do we synthesize this so it feels actionable?
The best way to synthesize this is to view it not as 8 separate tools, but as a single, unified organism.
Oh, I like that.
It's a continuous conveyor belt of value creation. Think of the flow. Fathom captures the raw conversations.
Right.
Perplexity and Notebook LM synthesize those conversations into structured ideas. Midjourney and Gamma translate those ideas into professional visual assets. Artlist and Opus Clip turn those assets into high-leverage video content distributed across the world.
And finally,
And Go High Level captures the resulting audience, nurturing them into paying clients.
it is a perfect closed loop. Fathom feeds Notebook LM, Notebook feeds Gamma, Gamma feeds the video feeds the CRM.
The ultimate result of this entire engine is a simple 5-step evolution. Ideas become content. Content builds an audience, the audience generates leads, and leads turn into revenue.
And the most astonishing part of this entire deep dive is that this complete digital factory costs under $500 a month in software subscriptions to run.
Which is just wild.
It is, and I want to sincerely congratulate you for making it through the mechanics of this system with us, because understanding this architecture really changes everything.
It completely reframes what's possible.
We are looking at an operational workflow that, honestly, just 5 years ago, absolutely required a dedicated team of expensive specialists.
Oh, without a doubt.
You needed a market researcher, a graphic designer, a video editor, a social media manager, and a sales operations director. Today, that entire suite of capabilities is accessible to a single, curious individual who's just willing to learn the machinery.
It democratizes execution. The barrier to entry for building a massive professional-grade business operation has essentially fallen to zero.
Truly.
The tools are available, the blueprint is proven, and the financial cost is negligible compared to the incredible leverage you gain.
But that democratization actually leads me to a final thought I want you to mull over. If this $500 AI engine allows every single solo entrepreneur out there to perfectly capture, research, create, distribute, and automate professional content at massive scale.
Right, if everyone has the tools.
Exactly. If everyone can suddenly look and sound like a Fortune 500 company, what becomes the one truly scarce resource that actually makes you stand out from the crowd? Think about that as you start building your engine.